tell you what you can do. Don't let nobody tell you what you can be. You gon' be alright. You gon' be alright.
Welcome back to my channel. You can already tell by the title that this is going to be a story time about my first Tinder date. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to tell y'all the backstory of how it led up to the date and what happened on the date and after the date. Okay, so I'm in a new city and I'm kind of socially awkward, so I don't really meet people in person. Anybody I've met, 9 times out of 10 I've met them on online or whatever. So I decided to download Tinder, and I download Tinder, I put my little pictures up there, whatever. So I get Tinder, you know, I'm swiping left, I'm swiping right. And with me, I automatically swipe left on people who are like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, you know. It's iffy with 23. But that's only because I'm 26. And I just feel like, you know, yeah. No offense, but you know, yeah. Anyways, I come to this boy, this man, and he's 23. So I'm looking at his pictures. I'm reading his little bio. I'm like, okay, he seems kind of cool. He seems kind of cool. So I swipe right on him. Within like an hour or two, he messaged me. So we're messaging back and forth, you know. We're getting to know each other, you know, typical stuff. We messaged back and forth for like a week and a half. And then by this time, I'm like, you know, he seems kind of cool or whatever. So I went ahead and slid him my number or whatever. So I slid him my number and we were texting. We had been texting for a while. And then he asked me if I wanted to go out. Now, at first I didn't really realize that it was a date because it was like a Friday. It was actually a Friday. It was a Friday and I got off work at 5 and he got off work at 6. And he was like, hey, I have to go to the mall to get a haircut. Do you want to come along with me? I'm like, sure. So on Fridays, I be, you know, really chill at work. I really don't dress up. So I came home. I dressed up, I, you know, put my little clothes on, I beat my face or whatever, so I'm looking real cute. So mind you, this was be the first time that we actually meet in person. So I got kind of scared that I was gonna be catfish. So I told him, I was like, hey, when you get off work and you're on the way over, just FaceTime me. So that, because he was picking me up for us to go out. So I was like, hey, FaceTime me when you're on the way over for, I forgot what I said, for whatever reason. So he FaceTimed me. I see it's actually him. They got in the pictures. I'm like, okay, cool. So he get here. We go to the mall. We stopped by the barber shop that he get his hair cut at, but it was kind of full. So we just started walking around the mall. I wanted to go to Forever 21. So we're walking around the mall. We're talking, you know. He's making eye contact. Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, we was having a good time. And then he really got his hair cut. I did a little more shopping. And then he asked me, he was like, where do you want to eat at? And then I was like, oh, so we really on a date? Like, this is what I'm saying in my head. I'm like, you know, twirling my head. I don't know. But we ended up going to TGI Fridays. And when we get to TGI Fridays, that was my first date since 2017. When I tell you, I don't go on dates. People don't ask me on dates. So I haven't been on a date since 2017. And we went to TGI Fridays. And when the check came, I'm like, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'll sit back, you know, I'll let you do you. So when we left TGI Fridays, we were just riding around Atlanta, like we went downtown. It was like, it was like in a 1 o'clock range. So we're just, you know, riding around town, we're talking, you know, we're having a good time. And he was like, I'm gonna go on a limb here and ask you a question. And I already be paranoid. So at this point, I'm like, okay, what is he gonna ask me? And he's like, will you be my girlfriend? And I'm like, huh? And he's like, oh, you can take a minute to answer if you need to. And I'm like, thoughts are running through my head. And I'm like, okay, I'm downtown Atlanta. I'm a long way from my apartment. In this man's car. It's 1 o'clock at night. All that ran through my head at the same time. So, for my own safety, I said yes. I was like, yeah, of course. And, you know, I did a little nervous laugh or whatever. And you know, we was cool. I mean, he brought me home. So I got home, and you know, it was cool. So the next day, we're texting, we're talking, and did he come over the next day? I don't remember. I don't remember if he came over the next day or not, but I know we did talk a lot the next day. So this is Labor Day weekend. So on Sundays, everybody know I go to church on Sundays, and he's a church musician. Side note, I've always told people not to date church musicians. I'm gonna stand by that. And we were supposed to link up that Monday before I went to a barbecue at my aunt's house, but I don't know what ended up happening. I think he had to go like to Gainesville or something. I don't remember. He came over after I got off work on Tuesday, and I actually let him come into my apartment, y'all. Looking back on it and looking at all the events, I don't know why I actually let him come to my apartment. Don't do that. Not that anything bad happened. Nothing bad happened. We was cool. We was watching movies. It was cool. But it's still, you know, that thought was still in my head. Like, okay, he asked you to be his girlfriend. Like, anyways. Nothing, you know, it was cool. I had training that Wednesday, and I hadn't talked to him that Wednesday. I hadn't talked to him like hardly at all. So when I got out of training, like, I did something that I really don't be doing. I called him, and he picked up the phone. He was like, hello, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. And I mean, it was normal conversation. He was like, I'll call you when I get home. I'm like, okay, cool. So he didn't call me. But he texted me like at like 11, it was a.m. He texted me like at 11 o'clock that morning. He was like, hey, I'm sorry about yesterday, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, it's all good. How you doing? Guess what happened after I sent that message, guys? You'll never guess. He ghosted me, y'all. I ain't heard from him from that day to this day. He never texted me back. Of course, I didn't call him because what do I look like? But I didn't hear from him from that day to this day. I mean, he's okay. Nothing happens to him, because when people don't text me back, I think something happens to him. But I know he's okay because my cousin actually ended up seeing him at her job. And she was like, she texted me, she's like, Nick, I see him in my job. I'm like, oh, nice to know he's okay. But yeah, that's the story of my first Tinder date. If you have ever been on a Tinder date, let me know how it went down in the comments. If you have any kind of weird Tinder date experiences, let me know about them in the comments. If you use Tinder and I'm doing something wrong that you notice, let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I look forward to hearing about all you guys' Tinder experience. Till next story time, guys.
You gon'